Picture this, the year is 1950 and the first calculator is born. Humans were the master puppeteers and these machines were their marionettes, only capable of following the exact instructions programmed into them. They were tools, simple and efficient, a far cry from what we would come to know as artificial intelligence. As time went on, we began to see a glimmer of something more, a spark of potential that would forever change the course of human history. This was the dawn of a new era, the era of machines that could think and learn like humans. This new breed of machine was not just a tool, it was on the path to becoming an intellectual companion. This was the birth of generative AI. Generative AI is a profound shift in the way we interact with technology. It's like a giant brain that everyone can tap into, a pool of intelligence that is now available as a service. This is no small thing, it's a game changer that could affect every individual and every company on the planet. From the way we work, to the way we live, to the way we understand the world around us, generative AI has the potential to revolutionize it all. It's like having a supercomputer in your pocket, a personal Einstein at your beck and call, ready to answer your questions and solve your problems. But with every revolution comes a need for understanding. The better we understand this new world of generative AI, the better equipped we will be to navigate its challenges and seize its opportunities. This video is your guide to this brave new world, a key to unlock the mysteries of generative AI in practical terms. In this age of AI, knowledge is power and understanding is survival. So let's embark on this journey together, exploring the dawn of AI and what it means for our future. The age of AI is here, and understanding it could be your key to survival. Imagine having an Einstein of your own, available at all times. Picture this. You're not just limited to the genius of Einstein, but you have access to the combined intellect of every smart individual that has ever lived. This is not a fantasy. This is the potential of generative AI. Generative AI, in essence, is like having your personal Einstein. You can ask it anything, anytime. It can take on any role you need it to be. A doctor, a lawyer, an actor, or even a life coach. It's like having the wisdom of the world at your fingertips, ready to assist you in making informed decisions, solving complex problems, or simply learning something new. Yet, like any great mind, it also has its limitations. It can make errors, and it's not infallible. But the most significant limitation is not in the AI itself, but in us, the users. It's our imagination and our ability to communicate effectively with the AI that will determine the value we can extract from it. This brings us to the concept of prompt engineering. It's a skill that revolves around how we ask questions or give instructions to the AI. It's about framing our queries in a way that the AI can understand and respond to accurately. It's about understanding the language of the AI so we can communicate with it effectively. Prompt engineering is more than just a technical skill, it's an art. It's about understanding the nuances of AI language and leveraging that understanding to extract maximum value. It's about being able to ask the right questions in the right way to get the answers you need. In the age of AI, prompt engineering could be as essential as reading and writing. It's a skill that could define our ability to interact with and benefit from the AI-powered future. So, equip yourself with it and unlock the full potential of your personal Einstein. Let's decipher the AI alphabet soup. Imagine AI, or artificial intelligence, as a vast umbrella. It's been around for decades, quietly powering things like video suggestions or credit card transaction approvals. That's what we refer to as traditional AI. It simply follows predefined rules and algorithms. Now picture a new and more thrilling entrant, generative AI. This is the AI that creates, that imagines, that generates. It's like the artist of the AI world, crafting original content rather than merely following instructions. That's the G in GPT, which stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformer. Here's where things get even more interesting. Large language models, or LLMs, are a type of generative AI that can engage in a conversation using human language. They're like virtual companions, ready to chat about anything from Shakespearean sonnets to quantum physics. An example of this is ChatGPT, which started as an LLM chatbot. But how does ChatGPT understand and generate human language? Well, it uses something called a transformer architecture. Imagine it as the brain of the chatbot, a neural network that processes input and generates responses. This is the T in GPT. So when you're casually chatting with an AI bot, you're actually interacting with a large language model, using a transformer architecture to understand and converse with you. It's like having a conversation with a highly sophisticated, always available digital friend. In essence, AI is the wide-reaching field of computer science that imbues machines with human-like intelligence. Traditional AI follows rules while generative AI creates. Large language models are a type of generative AI that can communicate in human language, and they use transformer architectures to do so. Understanding these terms is the first step in grasping the mechanics of generative AI. And as we delve deeper into the world of AI, you'll find that these are just the building blocks of an even more fascinating narrative. How does an AI brain work? Let's dive in. Picture a vast network of artificial neurons, a large language model, if you will. This network is essentially a collection of parameters or numbers intricately linked together. It's like a complex web of mathematical equations, each node contributing to the final outcome. Now, you might be wondering, how does it process information? Well, it's all about numbers. You see, any type of content, whether it's text, images, audio, or video, can be represented as numbers. When we feed this number-represented content into the neural network, it processes it based on how the parameters are set, and out comes a different set of numbers. This is the AI's interpretation or response to the input. Let's simplify this with an example. Say we input the phrase "cats are," which is translated into numbers for the AI. It processes this, and out comes a set of numbers that represent the word animals. So the AI completes the sentence as "cats are animals." But here's where it gets really interesting. We can take this output and feed it back into the AI as a new input. It then continues to add new words, forming a coherent and contextually accurate chain of thoughts. This is essentially what happens behind the scenes when you interact with a language model like ChatGPT. You ask a question or make a statement. It translates your words into numbers, processes them through its network of artificial neurons, and spits out a response, which is then translated back into language we can understand. So, in essence, the mechanics of AI, especially large language models like ChatGPT, revolve around the translation of content into numbers, the processing of these numbers through a complex network of artificial neurons, and the translation of the output back into a form of content we can comprehend. That's the magic behind the scenes when you ask questions from ChatGPT. How does an AI learn? It's all about training. Imagine a newborn baby, absorbing all the sounds, sights, and experiences around it. This baby learns to mimic sounds, form words, and eventually string together sentences. Now replace this baby with a large language model, or LLM, and you've got the basic idea of how AI training works. The LLM is fed a mind-boggling amount of words, mostly sourced from the internet. It begins a game of guesswork, trying to predict the next word in a sequence. It's a bit like a child learning a language, guessing what word might come next based on the words it already knows. This process is called backpropagation. Each guess is a step towards understanding the patterns of language, the rhythm of conversation, and the nuances of human communication. It's a learning curve, a journey of trial and error. The AI model might stumble and falter at first, but with each round of training, it becomes better at guessing the next word. But what happens when the AI model encounters a moral or ethical dilemma? That's where reinforcement learning with human feedback comes into play. Trainers step in to guide the AI, teaching it right from wrong, just as parents teach their children. For instance, an AI model won't provide information on how to rob a bank. Why? Because it's been trained not to. It's learned that certain requests are inappropriate or illegal, and it's been taught to refuse such requests. Once all this training is complete, the model is essentially frozen. It's a bit like a student graduating from school, ready to venture out into the world with all the knowledge and skills it has acquired. It's ready to serve its purpose, whether that's answering questions, writing essays, or even composing poetry. And that's how AI training works. It's a fascinating blend of technology, language, and human input, all working together to create intelligence from data. Once training is complete, the model is frozen, ready to serve its purpose. ChatGPT has cousins. Let's meet them. First, there's DALL-E, an AI model from OpenAI, just like GPT. But instead of generating text, DALL-E creates images from textual descriptions. Imagine asking for a painting of a two-story pink giraffe wearing a top hat, and voila! DALL-E brings your vision to life. Then, there's BERT, short for bidirectional encoder representations from transformers. Unlike GPT, which is a decoder model predicting the next word in a sentence, BERT is an encoder model. It understands the context of a word by looking at the words before and after it. This makes BERT a master of understanding the nuances of language, and a crucial tool for tasks like sentiment analysis and named entity recognition. Next up is AlphaGo, developed by DeepMind. It's not a language model, but a game-playing one. AlphaGo made headlines when it defeated a world champion at Go, a game considered more complex than chess, marking a significant milestone in AI development. And let's not forget DeepArt or DeepDream, models that transform images into artistic masterpieces. They blend the line between AI and art, showing us that AI isn't confined to just practical tasks, but can also help us express our creativity. Each of these models, though different from GPT, are all generative AI. They generate new original content, be it text, images, or game strategies. They all learn from vast amounts of data, adjusting their parameters through training, and they all have their unique strengths and applications. But why stop here? The AI landscape is abundant with other models and architectures, each with its own unique capabilities and applications. From AI that can generate music to AI that can predict weather patterns, the possibilities are endless. The world of generative AI is vast and ever-evolving, with GPT being just the tip of the iceberg. As we move forward, who knows what new models we'll encounter, what new doors they'll open, and how they'll continue to shape our world. The AI journey is just beginning, and we're all along for the ride. Let's take a moment to distinguish between models and products in the realm of AI. It's a distinction that's easy to overlook, but crucial to understanding how these technologies work and how they are applied. For instance, when we talk about GPT, we're referring to the model, the underlying technology that powers the AI. This is the brain that's been trained on a vast amount of data and can generate new original content. But when you interact with something like ChatGPT, you're interacting with a product. The product is what you see and use. It's the user interface that allows you to interact with the model. The product communicates with the model behind the scenes, taking your inputs, passing them to the model, and then presenting the model's outputs back to you in a way that's easy to understand and use. Understanding this distinction between models and products is fundamental to understanding how AI works. It helps us appreciate the layers of technology and design that go into creating the AI experiences we use every day. And as we continue to explore the world of AI, this understanding will only become more important. So the next time you interact with an AI product, remember that there's a powerful model working behind the scenes, driving the experience and making the magic happen. As we move further into our journey with AI, it's important to understand that to effectively use generative AI, one has to master the art of prompt engineering. But what is prompt engineering? Simply put, it is the skill of designing the right input or prompt to guide the AI model's output. In the world of AI, it's not just about having a powerful model at your disposal. It's also about knowing how to use it. And that's where prompt engineering comes into play. The way you phrase your input or prompt can greatly influence the AI's response. This is because the AI model is trying to predict what comes next based on the information it's given. If you're a user, understanding prompt engineering can help you get more accurate and useful responses from AI. If you're a developer or product designer, it can help you design better interfaces and experiences for your users. For instance, if you're using a language model like GPT, you might find that the model's responses can vary dramatically based on how you phrase your prompt. A well-crafted prompt can guide the model to generate the kind of content you're looking for, whether that's a detailed technical explanation or a creative piece of writing. Mastering prompt engineering is like learning a new language. It requires practice, patience, and a willingness to experiment. But as you get better at it, you'll find that you can unlock more of the AI's potential and guide it to generate the kind of content you want. So, as we continue our exploration of the world of AI, remember, behind every great AI output, there's a well-crafted prompt. Mastering this art of prompt engineering will allow you to unlock the full potential of generative AI.